Welcome back to another creative challenge with me, Tammy Collins. Today we'll be doing these colorful cobblestones. Here's a sneak peek. I just wanted to spend today having fun and just getting the creative juices flowing. You know, a lot of people have, especially me in my earlier days and just trying to revisit my creative time, you can kind of struggle a little bit with a blank page, if you will, or this idea of I don't know where to start, I don't know what I want to do, I don't know what I want to create. And this is a great exercise to just have some fun and connect with your creativity and kind of get the juices flowing. And so I just randomly used the charcoal pencil to put some, I call these shapes cobblestones, onto the paper. And now I'm just pulling some Tombow water-based brush markers to pull together a color palette. I didn't use anything other than what was just speaking to me in the moment that I wanted to use in this particular piece. So I pulled sort of a raspberry color and a turquoise color and a green color and a yellow color, and I ended up adding in one other color, as you'll see. And then I'm just using these brush markers to get some ink onto the paper, and then I'm using some water to just sort of spread it around. And I like to treat these Tombows like they're a watercolor medium, if you will. They work really great for this. I love using it. And I think this exercise really shows you how wonderful they are in that capacity. So I'm not overthinking this in any way, shape, or form. I'm just getting color on. I'm going to spread the colors around. I like to take the brush marker and sort of turn it on the side and just sort of outline the shape and then add some watercolor. And this will also kind of give it a little bit of shading in and of itself. And it doesn't really require a whole lot of thinking, right? So because I put the color on the outside, there's going to be more pigment along the outside of the cobblestone. And then when I put the water on, as you get towards the center, there'll be less, which creates sort of a highlight space, if you will, which is something you could really play with and accentuate. And I'm going to repeat this process with each color that I pulled. And it's just a great exercise. It's a lot of fun. It really helps you relax. It really helps to teach you to just play. It really helps you to sort of trust and lean into your intuition, which I think, at least for me, I spent so much time overthinking everything that it just was like a major block to doing anything. So just diving in and having fun with something like this is just, it really reminds you how much you love to spend time with your creativity. I called this a challenge. I don't know if it's really a challenge, but for me, it's a challenge to just sort of relax and lean into just having some fun. Um, and so I guess the challenge was I just started with the cobblestone shape and some colors. And so you could do the same if you'd like. Is it more of an activity? Maybe, maybe. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video, subscribe, and if you want, even hit the notification bell button to stay informed when I release new videos. I'm really making an effort to just record my creative time. I spend time each day, almost every day of the week, doing something creative. Sometimes those things are not something I can video because they're outside or they're too big or whatever the case may be, but I try to record as much as I can, and maybe I'll get more into that in the future. But I want to just share what I do in the hopes that it inspires you to spend some more time with your creativity. I think everyone is creative, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you are, uh, a professional artist. Your creativity could look very different than someone else's, and you might have your creativity come out in some other activity that you do in your life. But spending a little bit of time with whatever that is each day is really important, and leaning into it and learning to use it and play with it helps you feel better. It helps you connect more with your inner soul and intuition and help you to sort of grow, and it will make you happier. If you enjoy cooking and baking and that's your creative outlet, you know, carve out a little bit of time each day to do that. If it's writing or painting or drawing or gardening or organizing, it could be just connecting people. Your creativity could come out in so many different ways. Just remembering to spend time with it is so important. And that was something I really had to lean into. I've been doing things since I was a little tiny girl, everything you can imagine, which is another struggle that I really had, because I felt like when someone said, "Oh, you're an artist, oh, what's your thing, or what's your style?" And I didn't really have an answer for that question. And I really struggled for so long, feeling like, well, I'm not an artist because I don't know what it is that my style is, or what it is I do, or what the purpose is of my piece, or I couldn't answer any of those questions. And that's because I now realize I don't have one particular medium. I've worked with everything you can possibly imagine. My talent is, being able to explore almost any medium. I've learned so much about how they work and what to expect from them, and how to get them to do certain things, and that's kind of a talent, and it's bringing me to a place now where I'm spending more time with my creativity, and I'm learning that I'm really interested in mixed media. So I've been spending a little bit more time with that and practicing and playing and leaning into that. Here you can see I wanted another color, and I grabbed an orange. It feels a little bit like that yellow, but it is a little bit more orange. You can kind of see it on the paper. It's not translating quite so well in the video, but okay, so now that we've finished getting the basic color in and it's dried a little bit, I am coming back in with a Posca marker and just very loosely repeating the shape. I don't want an exact outline. I want a very loose shape. But my point for these videos is to just share, and hopefully it inspires you to do something. I think we grow up being taught to put our creativity away instead of engaging it. And it's a really long process to sort of reopen it and learn to love it again. We're taught as children, we go off to school to sort of fall in line and do as we're told. And so the creativity thing starts to disappear very quickly. And so we want to almost go back to that childlike state and begin to engage what it was that you enjoyed to do. And so here I'm just using a gel pen and sort of going over that shape one more time, another loose little thin line. You almost can't see it here in the video, but you can see it on the drawing. And so now I'm just adding dashes around the shape with a Posca marker. And there I just sort of jump forward to show you what it looks like done. And so now I'm going to do the cobblestone effect in the white areas as if they're underneath the existing cobblestones. And I'm using a gel pen to do this, and I'm not going to bore you with that whole process. We'll jump in, we'll skip forward, and you'll see it completed. And then I'm going to add in some textural cobblestones on top of the other cobblestones. I'm just repeating the cobblestone concept underneath as the main piece, and then on top of them again. And I'm just using a gel pen to kind of get in where I want these. And then I'm going to come back and I want one more line here. I really like that look, and I wanted to sort of accentuate it a tiny bit more. And I'm just loosely redoing the cobblestone shapes again, one more time with the Posca. So I did that shape with a charcoal pencil, and then I did it obviously with the Tombow, but then I did it again with the Posca twice and a gel pen. And so now I'm just going to take and fill in those tiny cobblestones on top for sort of a textural element with the Posca pen, or Posca marker actually. This is a little bit thicker than a pen. I think it's a 3M in this is the size. Don't forget, at the end I am getting better about letting you know the materials. I'm at the end of the videos now. I'm just going to take what I have on my table and show you what those items are, so that you'll have a reference and a resource to be able to go back and see what those materials are. Because I sort of do things in the spur of the moment, I don't always remember to write them down. So this way it's recorded, and it's recorded for myself as well. So I finished that, the baby cobblestones, if you will, on the top in the black, and now I'm going back on the opposite side of it and doing the same thing in white. And you can see this Posca marker must be getting near its life, so I'm giving up on that one and getting a different one there. So you can see the difference. And I'm just kind of doing the same thing that I just did with the black on the opposite side, almost as if, you know, light were coming from that way. I'm also going to show you, I'm also going to be creating a color swatch palette from each piece that I do, in case you want to just grab that. That, of course, is a gift to you. You don't need to do anything other than just let me know the email that you want it sent to, and that you want it. So what you would do is, in the comments below this video, tell me you'd like the color swatch, and then go over to the description, and there's a link called Your Creativity Matters, and you just fill that out so I have your email, and then because you commented on the video that you wanted it, I'll know to send it to you. And of course I'll send that in a, you know, a PNG, a digital file that you can, of course you can print it out. Printing it out may not result in the exact same color, but it will be similar depending on your printer. But you could just keep it on your phone, your iPad, or your desktop there as a reference to grab similar colors. The colors don't need to be exact, of course, right? Because it's just about the color range that you're getting. And so now I've completed the white and the black baby cobblestones, we'll call them. And I'm going back with a gel pen, and I'm just now repeating, I'm sort of loosely outlining those shapes. And I also did in the cobblestones underneath of these, so that bottom layer where I did all of the cobblestones sort of behind the colored ones, I stippled in all of those. And now I'm just coming in with a light gray, a warm gray Tombow, and adding in some shading to really help these main pieces to sort of pop out of the page. My dog's Jude's getting a little feisty. I apologize. She's causing a little bit of a ruckus. And so you can see they begin to really pop out, and the piece really gets some depth. And so now I want to accentuate the main cobblestones by taking the same color. So in that case, I just took green, and I just did a light side application on the darker side of the stone, if you will, just to help it have a little bit more and really one more layer in this, taking it from 2D to a 3D feel. It gives it a little more dimension. You could even come back with a little bit more water and do that again. You could repeat that process a few times. And there I am, just ever so slight, hitting it with a teeny bit of water. I kind of dried the brush off a little bit, just to sort of, I don't want too much water on there, but I wanted to take away any harsh lines that existed. And this also is helping it to look very textural instead of a flat piece. You know, when you're looking at actual cobblestone or a rock, if you will, it's going to have all different sort of grooves and elements to it. And there would be shading and highlights all over it. And so adding in that little bit of extra brush stroke is giving that effect. And so I'm just going to give this a little bit of an outline here. And remove the tape. It's one of my favorite parts. I just love removing the tape. It's like a visual break for me. It suddenly is no longer a piece I'm working on, and I can just see it completely different. And so I'm just going through now. These are the markers that I used. We have Posca in white and black, we have the gel pen in black, and then we have all these Tombow colors here. Okay, and so these are all the products that we used, and now here's a sneak peek at the color swatch. Don't forget, if you want that, comment below and send me your email. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.